Officials now concerned about plots here like the one stopped in Australia. This comes as President Obama is set to sign his bill authorizing military aid and training for the Syrian rebels fighting ISIS. ABC's Brian Ross is here with all the latest. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, George. This morning, as we learn more about the ISIS terror plot aimed at Australia, U.S. officials say they are just as concerned about another al-Qaeda-connected group in Syria planning its own attacks against American aviation. As one official put it, you need a scorecard now to keep track of all the terror teams plotting against us in Syria. Officials this morning say the ISIS plot in Australia was much broader and better organized than first thought. In addition to public beheadings on the streets of Sydney, the Prime Minister says this morning the House of Parliament was also to be a target.
The Australian Federal Police will be taking over security both inside the building as well as outside the building.
Australian authorities today said they had been closely tracking ISIS recruiters in the country, and in particular, the man in the green shirt, a one-time Sydney nightclub bouncer turned jihadist recruiter.
And Muslim is the slave of God.
He has since joined ISIS in Syria, where officials say he is now a senior leader, essentially sending back orders for jihad in Australia.
There has been chatter amongst these terrorist support networks for some time about possible attacks on government here in Australia.
At the same time today, U.S. analysts are reviewing the latest ISIS hostage propaganda video. It features a British journalist, John Cantley, forced to read a 3-minute script about the benefits of ISIS.
You're thinking he's only doing this because he's a prisoner. He's got a gun at his head and he's being forced to do this, right? Well, it's true. I am a prisoner.
Cantley was captured 2 years ago at the same time as American journalist James Foley, who was murdered last month by ISIS. There are now an estimated 15 remaining Western hostages held by ISIS, including 2 young American aid workers, all threatened with execution, George.
A lot of danger left. Okay, yes. Brian, thanks very much. We're going to have much more on this Sunday on This Week.
We'll be watching, George.